Hello my friends, I'm a little bit delayed here, but we are going to be checking out today the latest Skeleton Crew, I believe the official Skeleton Crew trailer that just came out from Star Wars about 3 days ago. We are actually in the home stretch. How the frick did this happen? I guess time. I guess it's already freaking November here, folks. We are T-minus less than a month out now. I believe this show has a December 3rd premiere date, if I'm not mistaken from what I've seen online. But that means we are less than a month away from this series, and I'm just so excited to have not only Star Wars again, the drought's over. I feel like it's been a while since we've had December Star Wars. Something about Star Wars in December, especially during that month. I guess because it used to correlate with a lot of the big screen releases and whatnot, but it definitely just hits different. So I'm really excited to have this show around the holiday time during December, that season of the year. It's going to be really fun to just end off the year. I don't know how much more this new trailer, the official trailer here, will divulge, but I've definitely been seeing some things floating around online as well as some posters, so I'm definitely getting more excited. So I'm curious how much more this new trailer will reveal. But without further ado, let's finally check it out. I'm so behind.
What are you in for? What are you in for? I found something buried in the woods. Dad.
This is unacceptable. Do you understand?
So they're already little rebels.
What do you think it is? Don't touch anything. What did you do? We're lost. Really lost. Stay together. We just need some directions home.
Come on, kid. Pay up. Whoa. Where'd you two find an old Republic credit?
Over here, quick. I'll get you home. We'll make a partnership. But we have to move fast. I need you to take the controls.
Okay. Neil? Neil?
A crew of murderous pirates is coming.
Something's wrong.
They're not going to just turn up. We need to find them.
We're not alone down here.
Be warned of booby traps. Pirates and mountains where none dare to go.
The visual.
Don't give up. No matter what.
What the frick? What was that? Okay. Wait, what actually is that at the end there? What the frick are they looking at? What the what? Okay, just initial first glance double take. It looks like kind of looks like a Wookiee a little bit. I know that's definitely probably not what it is, but this is definitely somebody's lair here. Look at all these treasures, but what the actual what? Well, they certainly get in over their head, but just from what we can see from just these shots that we can see clicking through here, I think visually, I'm actually very excited. And also, you guys know me, I'm always just so freaking stoked to explore new places. This kind of is giving me Canto Bite vibes, even though I know that's definitely not, I don't think it is, but it's giving me very similar vibes of how ritzy and glamorous it is. These kids are definitely in over their head, but I am a little bit curious. I don't know if I'm wrong to read into this too much. Yeah, like what? But Jude Law offering to help them, saying things like, we can establish a partnership. I don't know if that's a line that's necessarily maybe drawn out of context and is just put into the trailer here to insinuate that he's, speaking to the kids, if it's meant to be heard in that context here of the trailer, that he's suggesting a partnership with the children, or if that maybe has something to do with somebody else entirely that he's speaking to in the actual production. But for him to say to the kids, I'll help you get home, we can establish a partnership. What the frick would he want with these kids? He's perhaps not necessarily, I don't know, I'm curious about morally where his character will stand. Why would he want to have a partnership with these children? What would be his ulterior motive for helping them get home, other than, is there something self-serving in it for him? You know, perhaps has he gone rogue, and perhaps he sees that they have a ship and he needs one, so he's offering to drop them off on the way in exchange for this ship, which I'm assuming none of them will be able to take home with them. I don't know, maybe it could be just as simple as that, like, hey, help me get off this planet and I'll help you get home, you know, let me hitch a ride and I'll get you back safely. But unless, of course, there could be monetary reward out there across the galaxy for their safe return. You know, their parents, clearly these are all a little bit, they're kind of rebellious, they're insinuating in general. These two kids have met in detention seemingly, or they're both sitting outside the principal's office waiting to get an earful from their parents, so they have that in common, that they're kind of mischievous in a way, or perhaps just misunderstood. You know, they act out whatever they do. They're already a little bit rebellious, but if they're already deemed as troublemakers, you know, I imagine their parents would be especially curious, especially eager to get them back before they could go and wreak havoc or endanger themselves or others, which clearly is going to be the case here. But I wouldn't be surprised if their parents then put out some sort of monetary, I don't know how far out it could even spread, if there was a monetary reward for their safe return. But it's clear that their father sees them take off in the ship as they're leaving, I think, so perhaps that could be an ulterior motive if Jude Law's character is kind of like a scoundrel, you know, and he's doing whatever he can to make ends meet. And so if there were to be some sort of widespread alert notice with these kids' faces plastered everywhere, that if anything though could put them in more of harm's way, perhaps if there were some sort of monetary reward for their safe return, then you would have all sorts of unsavory types trying to hunt them down and whatnot. So I'm curious, you know, whether that would do more harm than good, but that's all I could maybe garner from, you know, Jude Law here saying we can have a partnership. What more could these kids offer you, sir? I'm very curious. He probably just needs their ship. He signs up for it because he knows that there's maybe a monetary reward attached to their safe return, but then he decides to just end up doing it out of the goodness of his own heart. You know, I know in the first teaser they introduce him and tease the notion that he could be a Jedi, like that's these kids' first assumption, or at least they seemingly are questioning him the way the first initial teaser was framed. You know, are you a Jedi? My own personal opinion, I don't know if he is a Jedi, and I don't even know if I would want him to be one necessarily. I kind of, not that I like the idea more that he could just be a random regular scoundrel, you know, trying to make ends meet, and, you know, his arc along the way is, you know, he has a change of heart and decides that he actually just wants to help these kids out of the goodness of his own heart and not just for scoundrel purposes or whatever to collect a reward. But for me personally, I like when Star Wars focuses on heroes and shows that there can be heroes in all sorts of corners of the galaxy, and they're not just Jedi. But of course, that might be a child's first, you know, assumption, and it's cute that these kids are like looking up, you know, they have some sort of admiration, you know, for the Jedi. I'm surprised if they know about them, if we'll see them being like taught that in school, or you have these rebellious children, you know, clearly, you know, idolizing and praising the Jedi and then projecting that onto Jude Law's character here. You know, are you a Jedi? If he is a Jedi or not, I'm very curious, and I don't think I would care either way. You know, I think there's definitely lots of places the story could go regardless, but I think I like when Star Wars also taps into the notion that there are heroes in every corner of the galaxy, even in the most unsuspecting places. You know, again, if Jude Law's character is introduced as this kind of like ragtag scoundrel who's only in it for the money here to try to help these kids get back, but that could then create an arc for him to unfold, you know, and take more of a paternal role here, actually. You know, similarly with Mando, though, I guess, so perhaps that might be repetitive if it were to go a similar route. So who knows? Maybe he is a Jedi. I don't know. I feel like there could be a lot more in store here than we are bargaining for, y'all, but we actually have a pretty clear idea of like what the storyline, like what the thread here is going to be. But I feel like this could, I don't know, boil into something larger. You know, the premise as we know it is these children, you know, going rogue accidentally, you know, chartering a plane into space and, you know, setting out into the galaxy. But clearly, if none of them know how to drive, they were able to get into this, they stumble upon this aircraft and it takes off. So it clearly already probably had some coordinates or something in it. I don't know, there's probably a history that they're stumbling into, like perhaps an unfinished mission. If this ship was just abandoned, why would that be? If none of them can fly it probably had already pre-chartered coordinates. So I don't know, this could be actually so much more than just, oh, kids accidentally taking a ship into space. And as always, I'm excited to see new corners of the galaxy and a story from a childlike lens. I'm excited for the humor and whatnot that could bring, since they are like, you know, they've got that tween humor here. I think that will be fun, lighthearted, something different, but to see how it will be balanced against, you know, the darkness of the galaxy that they all kind of discover. You know, if they're all kind of dreamers looking to get out of their suburban, you know, neighborhood, as it's very clear this is like Star Wars suburbia, you know, if they're all dreaming of seeing something different, but they learn the cold truth of the galaxy, which is that it is actually a very dangerous place, especially for children who don't know what the frick they're doing. There is a lot of potential here, so I'm very excited. Let me know what you guys think. We have less than a month to go. Can't believe it. And another 2-episode premiere, which will definitely be very exciting. So let me know your guys' thoughts on Skeleton Crew. If you guys have any predictions, whether you think Jude Law's character is a good guy, is actually, you know, a former fallen Jedi or whatnot, or if perhaps he's just a scoundrel or, I don't know, something else. Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'll definitely, of course, be reacting to this show, so I will see you guys for those reactions when the time comes. But until then, thank you so much for watching this one. I hope you guys are doing so well as always. May the Force be with you guys. Freaking Star Wars is coming back. I'm so excited. May the Force be with you guys always, and I will see you guys again very, very soon. Bye, guys.